Shalom, family. I'm sorry it took me so long to get on here, but I'm here. I hope everybody is doing well. And we're going to have a good time talking about Elon Musk. Boy, this man tried to undermine so many people, and he did. He hurt a lot of people in that short period of time. He was up there with Donald Trump. And I think a lot of people were upset because it was like he was taking pleasure in hurting people, and he actually was. You could see he would say things like, let us feel pain. Well, Elon, maybe you should feel a little pain. And he laughed and had a smirk on his face when he was talking about all the people he was laying off. So a lot of people, not only here, but globally, overseas, I heard he was interfering with elections, one that was happening in Germany and a couple of other locations over there in Europe. So he was trying to interfere with an election over there. So he was being very meddlesome in a lot of things that he was doing. And many people are like me. You just can't stand Elon, you know, but you can best believe he is feeling the pain now. And people are absolutely not buying Tesla here. They're not buying it overseas. It is definitely a worldwide boycott against Elon and Tesla. And that's why he ran out of Washington, D.C., because he believes he can save everything. And y'all, he can't save this. He really, truly cannot save what's going on. And I'm just laughing at the thought that, you know, everything that he has done, and look at all the karma that's coming back on him now. Boy, I don't think you could have paid me to believe this. I would never have believed it unless I saw it. And we are seeing it. We are witnessing a billionaire become a poor man. we are we're watching it happen. And man, it couldn't have happened to a better person. And I really truly mean that. All right, let me share my screen and we'll go over everything. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, New York just came out today and said they are looking right now and making moves to shut down every single Tesla dealership that's in the state. And I don't think Elon can dive in there and do anything about it. I'm sure this probably blindsided him. So, lawmakers in New York are making moves to shut down Elon Musk Tesla dealerships, and yet another blow to the billionaire CEO. So, New York State Senator Patricia Fay and other lawmakers are fighting to remove a waiver that allows Tesla to operate. So apparently, he got 5 dealerships in the state of New York. And instead of forcing the company to sell their vehicles through dealer franchises, I don't even think the vehicle should be sold. Y'all, if you go online, there are so many recalls on all of those vehicles that Elon Musk put out. It doesn't make sense that, the Cybertruck alone has 37 recalls. And I know I told you this before. That thing should not even be on the road. with that amount of recalls, but virtually every vehicle got multiple recalls on it. So no matter what we do, we've got to take this from Elon Musk, they said in March when she introduced a bill against Tesla. He's part of an effort to go backwards. She wants the company to relinquish its 5 licenses and instead of distributing them to other electric vehicle manufacturings. So Faye is champion the other electric vehicle companies. And wow, they really want Tesla completely gone from the state of New York. They want it gone. So, and they said it's a growing number of Democratic officials and legislators who have drastically changed their tune. So, there were people for Tesla remaining, but they said all of those folks have switched to getting rid of Tesla in New York. That you got to be pretty bad for people to back you up because the Democrats were for electric vehicles. Well, they're saying all of them up in New York have now flipped. They have now flipped. They said that Musk is part of the administration that is killing all the grant funding for electric vehicle infrastructure, killing wind energy, killing anything that might address climate change. Why should we give them a monopoly? Tesla, mm-mm. So the bill was in the making. The whole time Elon was working with Donald Trump, they were working on this bill, putting it together in New York. So Musk did respond, every time he gets hit with something, you know how it is. He always blames the left, blames the left. Well, it's not just the left in New York, it's people on the right as well as people on the left that are trying their best to shut all Tesla dealerships down. The growing outrage against Musk and his department, which known as Doge, has ignited both national and international protest against the billionaire CEO company. In the last few months, Tesla dealerships and cars have been vandalized and set on fire. Its sales have dipped, and its profit dropped by 71% in the first 3 months of 2025. So they said that they are opposing Tesla's plan to open a 30,000 square foot showroom in New York and charging stations. The bottom line is Tesla lost their right to promote these when they're part of the administration that wants to go backwards. Elon Musk was handed a privilege here. The bill is now in the hands of the Senate and the Assembly Finance Committees and will be considered once a budget agreement is reached. A spokesperson from New York Governor Kathy Hochul said if the bill passes both the legislation and the chamber, she would review it. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I haven't heard any other state that is trying to get rid of Tesla, but you know how these things have a domino effect. It may be one state today and more states tomorrow, but look like the bill is already to go up there in New York. Yeah, a lot of people say that, Tesla cars suck. Yeah, I know that Cybertruck does. I have heard about so many problems with his vehicle. There used to be, and I couldn't find it anymore. There used to be a video online. This guy had a Cybertruck. Do you know he tore the thing apart with his bare hands? He took the entire thing apart with his bare hands. And they showed it to Elon, and he just kind of shrugged at it. He didn't really say much of anything about it. Hmm. But I think this is going to be a bad year for the Tesla brand. It started becoming bad like the end of 2024. But this year, who knows? But a lot of people think it is not going to survive. Now, if it's here in the next 6 months, I'll be surprised. If not, we'll see what happens. But I don't think Elon can revive this. I think, I do agree with the article that I did yesterday. They said the damage is irreparable. And I really believe that too. I haven't heard anybody on the right saying that they're going to start buying Elon cars. It may have been a few people here and there, but for the most part, you don't hear them talking in a big way about going to these dealerships and helping Elon out. They're not doing nothing. Nothing at all, y'all. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, and that's the thing. And the thing that they did that was slick, so many people, y'all, were turning in their Teslas. They now blocked it from happening. You can't trade in your Tesla with Tesla. So you can't go to a Tesla dealership and trade your car in. They won't let you do it or turn it back in. They have Tesla put something in place where you're no longer allowed to do that because so many people were returning them all at once. Oh yeah, well they said the other electric vehicles because Toyota, Honda, they all got their own Kia. All of them have their own electric vehicles. And they said actually each one of those are better than what Tesla puts out. It's way better. And I believe it. I believe it. Hmm. Do you see the cost of these vehicles? Look, that Cybertruck I was reading, the average one that they sell is $130,000. That thing is butt ugly for that price. Hell no. Hell no. That is definitely not worth the money, in my opinion. But people are out here and they got them. I think they said 49,000 of them were sold in the US. And of course, that's under what Elon estimated. He wanted, I think, at least 1 million of them sold in the US. And no, I think it's only like 49,000 of them that were sold. Yeah, I think they're ugly too, Black Butterfly B1. I don't like them at all. They just look weird. They have the raccoon MC2, the X project. Yeah, the raccoon's mistaken because it is. It's shaped like a dumpster. It really is. I mean, I can see how the animals would be confused over that. Hmm. Look like something from the Terminator movie, Brenda Hill. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, it does. Wow. All right, now, John L., thank you for your super chat. Couldn't have happened to a better a hole. You're right. You're right. Mm, mm, mm. Mont 3000, thank you for your super chat. Should have had JD Vance lead Doge as the front man, but their ego got in the way. We not losing sleep. We sure aren't. I'm not losing no sleep over Tesla. You can best believe it. Dana Mitchell, thank you for your generous super sticker. I deeply appreciate it. And Monica Gregory, I deeply appreciate your super sticker. All right, y'all. I hope you all can come back tonight. We're going to have a talk about Shador and everything that has happened to him, which, you know, that's why I have that title, because this country seems to be threatened by any black man that shows, number one, if you are smarter than they are, them folks, if you got more confidence, they always see that as a threat. It's always a threat. But for us, look, if it was a white guy doing the same exact thing, oh, they would be propping it up. But, they don't like to see that. And plus, there's a lot of things about Sador, like he grew up wealthy in a wealthy family. And so he's not the norm as far as the story that you hear most athletes come from. A lot of them come from poverty. He didn't. So, yes, it's absolutely a lot of jealousy sparkling for Yeshua, Joshua, I'm sorry. Um, yeah, it's always a problem when it's one of us. But anybody else that does that, they don't have no problem with it and they know it. It's a bunch of BS. So we'll be discussing that tonight. So, y'all, thank you so much for being here. And we'll definitely do this all over again tomorrow. So, I got to run now because I got to make my last run to get these orders out. So, I will see you later on. Shalom, family.